Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing all right. I'm at home right now and I decided that I thought it might be a good idea if I did a journaling lesson with you. So what you're gonna need is paper. You could use your journal, your notebook that you have, or if you don't have that, you could just grab any piece of paper, doesn't matter. And you know, if we all work together in doing this, we could create a lot of different pages for our yearbook. So the first journal prompt that I'm going to do is one that I've done in my journal class before. But what you're going to need is paper and pencils, or you could use watercolored pencils or watercolor crayons, markers, really anything that you have around. And the first thing that you're going to do is try to find one spot to sit and look. You're going to spend some time looking for like 10 minutes. And what you're going to pay attention to is what colors you see. You could think about what shapes you might see, whether it's kind of blobs or circles or squares. So for my space that I'm going to look at is just going to be the desk area that I'm sitting at and out my window. So I'll turn the screen around so you can see what I'm talking about. But so this is what I'm looking at right now outside my window. And I've got like a couple plants. This is my tripod so that I can film while I'm drawing. And you know that I've got this orange desk that's kind of rectangular. If I look closely at it, it has stripes in it. And then if I look out my window, I see lots of trees. I see fences. There's brown, there's green. So what I want you to do is try to find a spot. It could be inside or outside. Looking inside or outside, you could sit on a comfy chair, or you could maybe even do like your bedroom if you wanted. But go find a spot and look around for about 10 minutes and try to notice everything that's around you, what colors, what shapes you see. All right, so pause the video and press play when you've got everything ready. All right, so now that you've started to look around yourself and see what colors and what shapes you've got, I'm gonna grab my colored pencils. And the first thing you're gonna do is try to find a color that you see. I'm gonna choose orange first because that's the color of the desk that I'm working on. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna try to color just some small patches of color on your sheet. So you're going to try to study what you see outside and then you could do small squares, or you could, if you like to go in circles, you could do some circles of color. So I'm starting with orange, and I noticed that my desk is a little bit lighter, so maybe I'll use some yellow in there to make it a little bit more warm. And what I'm gonna do is just keep making these little patches of color. And it's okay if you don't make perfect squares or perfect circles, or if you wanted to make a triangle, you can make a triangle. So now I'm doing some yellow because I see, well, my colored pencil box is quite yellow, so maybe I'll color some yellow there. And then I think I'm gonna pick up some green because I saw some plants outside, and I'm just gonna try to fill in my white paper with the green. And it doesn't matter, any way that you wanna color is fine. You could try coloring hard and make a really deep green color, or you could try to go as lightly as you can and make a light green. So your goal is to just fill up the paper with some colors. If you want to do a little bit more studying your space and drawing the shapes you see, outside, if I look outside my window, I see a tree, and it's a lot of kind of straight lines that come off of each other. They branch out with all their branches. And I'm not trying to make the tree exactly how I see it. I'm just trying to look outside and see how the tree moves. Try to draw what I feel as I watch the tree from the bottom to the top. And you know what I see today as well is I see some snow falling, which might be hard to draw snow falling, but I can try. I'm gonna use a white color, a white pencil, and you know what? It might not show up on the paper, but at least I'm still trying to represent all of those little snowflakes that are falling down. And as you go, you're just gonna keep coloring. I'm picking up blue now, like a dark blue color. And I'm not drawing what I see because this is not what I see outside, but I'm just putting all the colors that I see together on the page. There's some blue around my work area. And I'm gonna go back to using orange because I see a lot of orange. So there's a little red, and I might overlap my colors. See what new colors I make by overlapping them. You're basically just having a conversation with what colors you have and what you're making and what lines you might be using or how you're drawing with what you see. So I'm just gonna keep going and spend some time stopping and looking again. You know, you don't have to keep coloring. You can spend some time checking out what else is around me. What else do I see? I see lots of green and brown outside. So maybe I'm gonna cover most of my paper with green. And you can see I'm trying to follow how it looks soft outside or how it looks fuzzy a little bit when I look far away out the window. I can't really see everything that's out there. But I do see a lot of green. So I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna pause the video and you guys can spend some time looking at what's around you, picking your colors. You know, I'm just gonna show what it might look like if you're using a different material. So this is some oil pastels I have. So that's some nice, I could use the side of my oil pastel, or I could use the tip of it and do some darker coloring. I see a little bit of red inside. There's this red box that's holding a plant in it. So I'm gonna make a big red square because I see it, it's really close to me. So as you go, just, you know, try to look, take some time, study what you're seeing, what's around you, pay attention to the colors and the shapes, and we'll meet back when I'm finished and when you're finished, all right? Play the next video. All right, so pause the video and press play when you've got everything ready. All right, so now you've spent some time filling up your paper with all the different colors and shapes that you see. If you wanted to stick with just making squares on your paper representing all the colors you see, you could have done that. I decided to go with a couple of shapes that were most apparent to me while I sat here, and I'll show you those shapes. One of them is this planter here with the green basil leaves coming up and the tiny little the little plant that's a little purple in a green and black cup. Those were the two things inside that I paid most attention to. And then outside, I was looking at kind of all of the green that's there and a lot of the brown and some of the yellows. So here's my final artwork, and you know what? Maybe I like it, maybe I don't. Doesn't matter, really. It's just a practice of trying to see if I can match up what's outside and what's in my head and what can be put on paper. So really anything that you've got, is awesome, and I'd love to see some pictures of it once you're finished. And then if you'd like to, you could submit your collage artwork to be a part of the yearbook. It might be a background, it might be a photograph that fills in some space next to your house or your work area. Let me know what you were looking at while you were drawing, so maybe we can put those two things together in the yearbook. So it was really nice coloring with you, and I'll see you again.